Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that offers practical guidance on how we can manage our emotions and achieve inner calm. The essence of this teaching, especially as emphasized by the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, is that true happiness and tranquility come from within us, not from outside things. It is the art of self-mastery, so that we are not easily swayed by emotions. Understanding the Stoic roots of emotion control. To be able to control our emotions, we need to understand some basic principles of Stoicism. 1. The dichotomy of control. Focus on what you can manage. This is the most fundamental concept in Stoicism. It teaches us to distinguish between what is in our control and what is not. For example, things outside of ourselves, such as the weather, a pandemic, or other people's opinions, are often out of our control. However, how we interpret and react to those events, well, that's completely within our power. So, if we focus on the things we can control, such as our thoughts, judgments, reactions, actions, choices, values, principles, and goals and aspirations, then our minds will be calmer and we can act more wisely. This is not about surrender, but about shifting energy from futile struggles against externals to empowering self-mastery. True freedom is found in accepting what cannot be changed and controlling what can be changed. 2. Controlling perception and interpretation. Stoicism asserts that the source of our anxiety and worry comes from our own thoughts, not from external events. Marcus Aurelius emphasized that we can change the way we think or see things, as feelings of anxiety, fear, and worry are the result of our thoughts. This encourages us to carefully consider how we interpret events, as our interpretations directly affect our emotional responses. In other words, nothing is bad unless our thoughts make it so. This gives us tremendous power, as it means that happiness and calmness are always accessible to us, regardless of external circumstances, provided we master the governing faculty of our mind. 3. Apatheia. Freedom from destructive emotions. The concept of apatheia is often misunderstood as dispassion or indifference. In fact, for the Stoics, apatheia means freedom from passion or destructive emotions. Not that there are no emotions at all. The Stoics distinguish between first movements, physiological or instinctive reactions that we cannot control, e.g., surprise, joy, and passions, emotional reactions that arise from misjudging those first movements. The Stoic goal is to prevent the first movement from becoming a destructive passion such as excessive anger, anxiety, fear, or sadness. Apatheia is understood as serenity in the face of life's challenges, achieved by applying reason and not worrying too much about things that don't matter. This is an important distinction that shifts the focus from eliminating feelings to managing cognitive responses to them, offering a more realistic and sustainable path to inner calm. 4. Amor fati, love of destiny. The Latin phrase amor fati means to love destiny. In Stoic philosophy, the universe is seen as an ordered and interconnected whole, in which all life events unfold according to a natural sequence of events and laws. The teaching of Amor Fati encourages us to accept the present, even love it, rather than fight nature. This concept has similarities to the concept of gratitude and genuine acceptance of the current situation. Amor Fati is not simply resignation to fate, but rather a proactive strategy to transform potential suffering into a source of strength and gratitude, even in the face of misfortune. By choosing to embrace every event, both pleasant and difficult, as an integral part of a rational cosmic order, we eliminate the potential for internal conflict. 5. Premeditatio malorum, anticipation of misfortune. This Stoic practice involves mentally anticipating potential negative events or bad things that might happen. The aim is to build mental resilience, minimize adverse effects if an undesirable situation occurs, and reduce the emotional impact of unexpected events. It is an exercise to prepare for challenges with a stronger mental state. Premeditatio malorum is a form of mental vaccination that turns fear of the future into proactive preparation. By consciously facing the worst possibilities in our minds, we reduce emotional shock and panic if they do happen. 6. Living in harmony with reason and nature. Stoicism teaches that reason is a very important human faculty for cultivating virtue. This philosophy views the entire universe as an interconnected and ordered whole, in which divine reason or logos permeates. Living in harmony with nature means harmonizing with the rational cosmic order and with humanity's own rational nature. It involves focusing on the positive aspects and honing wisdom in response to things that can or cannot be controlled. Controlling emotions through reason is an act that harmonizes with the cosmic order. It gives greater purpose to emotional control, not just for personal comfort, but as a participation in the wisdom of the universe, leading to true happiness and inner calm. Here are practical Stoic techniques for inner calmness. In addition to the core principles, Stoicism offers a series of practical techniques that we can apply in our daily lives to manage our emotions and achieve inner calm. Many of these techniques were practiced or reflected upon by Marcus Aurelius himself in the Meditations or taught by other Stoic philosophers. Reflection and journaling a la Meditations. This means writing down thoughts and testing your daily judgment. The aim is to build self-awareness, test assumptions, cultivate gratitude, and reduce mental clutter. Marcus Aurelius himself is an example of a Stoic figure who practiced this. Stoic journal writing is not just a diary, but a mental laboratory to test and reshape cognitive judgments which are at the root of emotional responses. Do less better. Marcus Aurelius advocated focusing on the essentials and reducing unnecessary activities, including gossip or pointless conversations. This principle is not about laziness, but rather about moderation and efficiency to reduce mental clutter and increase focus on meaningful tasks. Short escapes. Marcus Aurelius was skeptical of external escapes, such as traveling, to seek lasting peace, as we will take our thoughts and emotions with us wherever we go. Instead, he encouraged short mental escapes or internal retreats through contemplation, meditation, or reflection. These are moments to refresh the mind and reflect that external things have no power over the soul. View from above. This exercise, suggested by Marcus Aurelius, involves visualizing oneself from a third-party perspective, gradually enlarging the view to contemplate the scale of the universe. The aim is to gain a better perspective of how insignificant our personal problems are when compared to the cosmic scale, making it easier for us to overcome emotional hurdles. Negative visualization. Although suggested by Seneca, this exercise involves imagining what it would be like to lose the things we value in life, e.g., home, social status, loved ones. The aim is not to be morbid or grief-stricken, but to cultivate gratitude for what we currently have and mentally prepare ourselves for the worst-case scenario, thereby reducing attachment and emotional impact should it happen. Voluntary discomfort. Suggested by Epictetus, this practice involves deliberately putting oneself in uncomfortable situations, e.g., cold showers, fasting, sleeping on the floor. The aim is to train oneself to be less dependent on comfort, build physical and mental resilience, and prepare oneself to face the inevitable storms of life. Pause and reflect. Take a pause before reacting. This helps avoid impulsive reactions and encourages rational decision-making. Focus on controllables. Direct your energy on things that you can control. This aims to reduce unnecessary anxiety and increase a sense of empowerment. Relevance of Stoicism in the modern era for emotion control. Stoicism has a very strong and recognized relationship with modern psychological therapies, especially cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. CBT focuses on identifying and changing dysfunctional thought patterns and behaviors, which directly reflects the Stoic emphasis on controlling judgments and reactions to external events, rather than the events themselves. CBT's core principle that it is not the event itself that disturbs us, but rather our judgments about it, is a very basic Stoic idea. Stoicism directly contributes to psychological well-being by teaching us to focus on the things we can control, manage negative emotions, and accept what cannot be changed. Stoic principles help reduce anxiety, stress, and overthinking by shifting the standard of happiness from things outside the self to within. It also helps us to care less about other people's opinions and be more grateful. By prioritizing rational responses over emotional reactions, we can better handle difficulties without feeling overwhelmed. Acceptance of what cannot be controlled brings a sense of calm and allows us to focus on personal development. Stoicism helps us become more resilient, wise, and have a happy life, integrating the art of Stoicism in daily life. Marcus Aurelius' art of emotional control is not an overnight goal, but a lifelong journey that requires discipline, reflection, and consistent practice. It is an ongoing process of harmonizing with reason and nature, finding freedom in what can be controlled, and serenity in accepting what cannot be changed. To integrate the Stoic arts in daily life, some practical steps can be recommended. 1. Start with the dichotomy of control. Whenever faced with a situation that triggers emotions, ask yourself, is this in my control? If not, how can I change my perception or reaction to it? This is the foundation for redirecting energy productively. 2. Daily journaling practice. Follow in the footsteps of Marcus Aurelius by writing down your thoughts, judgments, and responses every day. Evaluate whether your actions are aligned with Stoic values. The journal serves as a mirror for introspection and continuous improvement. 3. Practice perceptual control. Realize that your emotions stem from your judgments. Challenge negative or irrational thoughts with questions. Is this true? Does this help me? This empowers you to choose your emotional response. 4. Apply amor fati and premeditatio malorum. Train yourself to accept and even embrace events that cannot be changed. Mentally prepare yourself for potential difficulties to reduce emotional shock and build resilience. 5. Integrate physical techniques. Consider voluntary discomfort practices or activities that build physical resilience to strengthen your mental. This will expand your comfort zone and your resistance to adversity. 6. Focus on the common good. Remember that Stoicism encourages social engagement and justice. Apply these principles in your interactions with others, contributing to society calmly and rationally. By integrating this Stoic wisdom, we can build a solid foundation for a calm, empowered, and meaningful life amidst all its ups and downs. If you like the knowledge that I share, please support me by liking, commenting, and sharing. Help me so that I can disseminate useful education to everyone. Thank you. In a distant land, in the heart of 13th century Persia, lived a Maulana named Jalaluddin Rumi. He was not merely a poet, nor just a philosopher or scholar. Rumi was a seeker of the soul, a Sufi mystic whose words like scattered jewels could illuminate the corridors of human hearts for centuries to come. Born in Balkh and later residing in Konya, Rum, which gave him his name, Rumi had mastered various sciences from a young age thanks to the guidance of his father, Baha'u'llah, a prominent Sufi. However, destiny had a grander plan. In 1244, an encounter changed everything. Shamsuddin Tabrizi, a wandering dervish, entered Rumi's life like a storm sweeping away old dust. That meeting was a turning point, leading Rumi fully onto the Sufi path, freeing his soul to dance in divine ecstasy. Shamsuddin's mysterious departure, which left Rumi in a feeling of extreme emptiness, became the catalyst for the birth of his great works, including the Masnavi, an ocean of poetry in 6 volumes containing approximately 25 verses, and Diwani Shams Tabrizi, an eternal ode to his teacher. Rumi, with such a vast heart, was able to anticipate ideas that would emerge centuries later. He did not merely dwell in his spiritual ivory tower. Instead, he chose to open himself to mingle with people, listening to their complaints and offering advice. He explained complex issues by illustrating daily events through anecdotes, fables, and tales, as if the problems resolved themselves. It is no wonder that his poetry transcended geographical and ethnic boundaries, read in mosques, churches, synagogues, and universities worldwide, including millions of books sold in the United States. His universal message broke through religious, cultural, and temporal barriers, offering profound relevance for the search for meaning and inner peace in the midst of a materialistic modern world. Divine love, the weaver of the soul. In Rumi's narrative, love is the golden thread that weaves all existence. It is not merely a fleeting emotion, but a universal force that unites humanity with God and fellow creatures. Do not live without love, Rumi whispers, lest you feel dead. Die in love and remain alive forever. This is a call to surrender completely to the power of love, which he calls the most fundamental creative force that permeates every creature and brings them to life, even becoming the primary driver of matter throughout the universe. Imagine, with love, the bitter becomes sweet. With love, copper turns into gold. With love, rubbish becomes clear. With love, the dead come alive. With love, kings become slaves. Love is the great alchemy that transforms reality, transmuting suffering into happiness, weakness into strength. Even profound artistic inspiration, Rumi says, comes from a divine source. In your light, I learned to love. In your beauty, how to make poems. Love, with its 500 wings stretching from the highest heaven to below the earth, demonstrates its boundless and universal reach, permeating the entire universe and connecting everything. However, this journey of love is not without obstacles. Rumi reminds us, your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. The biggest obstacle? Ego and desires. Your lust is the mother of all idols, he asserts. Physical idols are snakes, but spiritual idols are dragons. This is a call for deep introspection to tame the dragon within. Cleansing the heart from self-interest and ego is an essential key to finding God, a journey through the 7 stages of nafs, from the soul that incites evil, an nafs al-amara, to the perfect soul, an nafs al-kamila. Rumi also sharply distinguishes between noble human qualities and lower ones, stating that love and gentleness are human qualities. Anger and passionate desire are animal qualities. He even affirms that whoever's intellect is above their desires, they are nobler than angels. Whoever's desires are above their intellect, then they are lower than animals. A call to elevate oneself to true nobility through self-mastery and wisdom. The mirror of the heart, reflection of wisdom. Rumi taught that true change always begins from within. Yesterday I was clever, he recalled, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I am changing myself. This is a profound shift in focus from external ambition to internal transformation. He invites each individual to make your own story and unfold your own myth, a call for authenticity and the discovery of a unique life path. The human heart, according to Rumi, is like a mirror. Everyone sees the unseen in proportion to the clarity of his heart, and that depends upon how much he has polished it. The process of polishing the mirror of the heart is a metaphor for self-reflection, introspection, and inner purification. And do not be annoyed by life's rubs, because if you are irritated by every rub, how will your mirror be polished? Challenges and suffering are divine tools for purifying the soul. Rumi even invites us to sell your cleverness and buy bewilderment, a paradox that encourages letting go of limiting intellectual knowledge to embrace a deep curiosity that opens one to greater mysteries and truths. Rumi held a radical view of suffering. He did not see it as a curse, but as a gateway to enlightenment. The wound is the place where the light enters you, he revealed. This is a promise that painful experiences can be the most transformative moments, forcing us to open ourselves to previously unseen wisdom. Even in the midst of loss, he offered comfort. Don't grieve. Anything you lose comes round in another form. He acknowledged the reality of human experience, often colored by feelings of emptiness and fear, as he wrote, "Today, like any other day, we wake up with a feeling of emptiness and fear. However, this awareness can be the starting point for a deeper search for meaning. True inner peace," Rumi said, "is not found in the hustle and bustle of the outer world, but through an inward journey, through silence and awareness of the divine presence. Let silence take you to the core of life," he urged. In that silence, one can connect with the essence of their being. "Although I am calm like a fish, I am also restless like waves in the ocean," a quote that describes the inner conflict often experienced by humans, but also encourages higher self-awareness. Rumi affirmed that true communication with God occurs in silence, beyond words. Silence is the language of God. All else is poor translation. He also used a powerful metaphor. There is a candle in your heart, ready to be lit. There is an emptiness in your soul, ready to be filled, indicating the spiritual potential within each individual and the soul's need for divine fulfillment. The dance of life and the wings of the soul. Life, in Rumi's view, is an intricate dance between holding on and letting go. Life is a balance between holding on and letting go, an essential wisdom for spiritual growth. This is the art of understanding when to hold on to core values and when to let go of fleeting things. Rumi firmly believed in the boundless potential residing within every human soul. He often encouraged individuals to transcend the limitations they create for themselves. "You were born with wings," he asked. "Why prefer to crawl through life?" This is a powerful metaphor that challenges self-imposed limitations, inviting one to realize and activate hidden potential, release fears and doubts, and dare to fly towards higher self-realization. "Stop acting so small," he urged. "You are the universe in ecstatic motion." Furthermore, he taught the concept of spiritual resonance. What you seek is seeking you. This is a reminder that the universe responds to inner intentions and energy, encouraging internal alignment. Rumi also challenged us with the question, "Why do you stay in prison when the door is so wide open?" implying that much human suffering results from self-created limitations and that freedom is a choice always available. One of Rumi's fundamental teachings is about the temporary nature of worldly life and the eternity of the soul or spirit. "This lowly world is given to you temporarily," he reminded. "This is a call not to become too attached to fleeting material things. Your dust is this mortal body," he said. "Your truth is the divine spirit." This understanding liberates one from the fear of death and physical suffering and encourages the search for true self within. Rumi also revealed that everything you see has its roots in the unseen world. The forms will change, yet the essence remains the same, teaching us to see the divine essence behind every manifestation. Even death, in Rumi's view, is not a terrifying end, but a bridge that connects the lover with the beloved. Epilogue: the enduring legacy of the Maulana. The wisdom of Jalaluddin Rumi, encapsulated in his profound poetic verses, offers a transformative roadmap for changing one's outlook on life in the modern era. He taught that divine love is the foundation of all things, that self-reflection is the key to wisdom, and that life is a dance of balance that allows us to realize our boundless potential. By embracing his teachings on love, self-purification, reflection, acceptance of suffering, and awareness of the true nature of existence, one can experience a fundamental transformation in their outlook on life, finding peace, purpose, and a deeper connection with the divine and all creation. Rumi's story is a tale of an unending inner journey, an eternal invitation to discover beauty and truth within oneself. Japanese proverbs, or kotowaza, are like ancient wisdom passed down through generations, offering important lessons about life. In Japan, these proverbs show core values like perseverance, respect, and mindfulness. Among many proverbs, Nana Korobi Ya Oki, Chi Tenbi Basoki, stands out as one of the most famous and impactful. Literally, it means, fall 7 times, get up 8 times. But its core meaning goes much deeper. It's about never giving up, no matter how many setbacks you face. This philosophy teaches that resilience isn't about never failing, but about how we respond to challenges and find the strength to keep going. Failure isn't the end. It's an important part of our journey to grow. The 8 times getting up implies that each time we rise, we become stronger or closer to our goals than before we fell. It's about getting up better or further along than where we started. Nana Korobi Ya Oki encourages us to learn in a way that transforms us for the better. Failure isn't always bad. It actually makes us grow and try things outside our comfort zones that we might not have thought of otherwise. Every fall becomes an opportunity to learn, adapt, and rise stronger. Nana Korobi Ya Oki is deeply embedded in Japanese culture, following the spirit of samurai warriors who highly valued persistence. It's believed this proverb originated during the Edo period and embodies the values of Bushido, or the way of the warrior, emphasizing loyalty and self-discipline. This Bushido spirit truly shaped how the Japanese view perseverance and the ability to overcome difficulties. This proverb is very important in shaping the core values of Japanese society, like persistence and respect. The Daruma doll is a powerful visual symbol of this philosophy. Daruma dolls are designed to right themselves when tipped over, symbolizing the idea of always getting back up after being knocked down. These dolls are associated with Bodhidharma, a Buddhist monk whose steadfast meditation caused his limbs to wither, symbolizing unwavering determination. In Japan, people often use Daruma dolls when setting goals, coloring in one eye when the goal is set and the other when it's achieved, another reminder of resilience and persistence. At its heart, Nana Korobi Ya Oki teaches us to accept failure as a stepping stone to success. This philosophy says that success isn't about never failing, but about getting up every time we fall. Failure isn't seen as an absolute extreme. Instead, it forces us to grow and learn from our mistakes. It offers a unique perspective on failure, viewing it as a stepping stone to success. Failure actually becomes important feedback for improvement and innovation, making us think outside the box. It also teaches us that consistent small efforts can lead to big results, just like the proverb "Chiri mo tsumoreba yama to naru," which means even dust, if piled up, can become a mountain. This proverb also emphasizes the importance of persistence gambaru and hard work doryoku wa minori. The spirit of gambaru means tenacious and persistent effort until a task is completed. Furthermore, keizoku wa chikaranari means perseverance is strength, or through perseverance comes strength, indicating that strength is gained through the effort to keep going. Meanwhile, doryoku wa minori means hard work pays off, reminding us that effort and dedication are always rewarded, even if it takes time. The concept of humility is also an integral part of this philosophy. If one never fails, how will they learn humility and from their mistakes? Humility means having self-confidence in one's abilities while understanding that there's always room for improvement. The philosophy of Nana Korobi Ya Oki isn't just theory. It's truly visible in various aspects of Japanese life. In personal development and daily life, it's about finding the strength to keep going in small moments of determination, like bouncing back from a personal setback or learning from a mistake. In the world of business and innovation, this proverb shows a deep spirit of resilience. Many Japanese companies have values passed down through generations, creating a strong corporate identity. Examples include Fujifilm and Nintendo, which continue to innovate and shift their business focus over time. The construction, destruction, construction philosophy is also deeply ingrained in Japanese companies, where change and disruption are seen as essential parts of building something new and better. This shows they're not afraid to tear down and build up again for progress. The application of Nana Korobi Ya Oki is also very evident in sports and martial arts. This ethos of bouncing back is strongly reinforced in Japanese sports and martial arts. In judo, it's a principle taught to beginners to instill courage and resilience from the start. In aikido, the act of taking ukemi, the art of falling safely, is a physical manifestation of this proverb. Even in popular culture, especially anime, the spirit of Korobi Ya Oki is very clear. Characters like Naruto and Luffy from One Piece constantly face overwhelming obstacles but refuse to give up, showing great persistence and heart. The philosophy of Korobi Ya Oki has profound psychological benefits, especially in developing mental toughness, grit, and the ability to bounce back from setbacks. This proverb directly relates to resilience, mental toughness, or grit. Highly successful individuals everywhere share this ability to persevere in the face of challenges and bounce back from setbacks. Resilience is about constantly picking ourselves up and trying again. The role of choice and determination is crucial when facing challenges. Standing up is a choice. This choice connects to decision-making and determination in other areas of life. Research shows that our brain's central governor makes decisions about whether to continue with something even when we feel tired. So, when we fail or fall, we have a choice. Do we try again and get up, or do we stay where we are? Additionally, Zen thinking and mindfulness also help a lot. With a meditative attitude and being aware of our thoughts and feelings, we can transcend emotions and focus on the task at hand, preventing debilitating panic or sadness. This allows us to rise stronger. Although Korobi Ya Oki is widely understood as a symbol of resilience, there are also misunderstandings that equate this philosophy with passive compliance. There's often a popular narrative depicting Japanese people as meekly and blindly submitting to challenges, as seen during World War II internment. However, this philosophy also reflects active resistance and refusal to oppression. Contrary to popular narrative, there was a significant wave of resistance during the Japanese internment, including legal challenges and protests within the camps. The concept of gaman, perseverance in struggle, isn't just about resignation, but about perseverance in struggle. A comparison with Western concepts of resilience also highlights the nuances of Korobi Ya Oki. Western mindsets often emphasize good luck before challenges, implying external fortune as a determining factor. In contrast, Japanese culture emphasizes ganbat, do your best, highlighting internal effort and persistence as key. This shows a fundamental difference in cultural perspectives on challenges, where Japan focuses more on internal effort and collective responsibility. The philosophy of Korobi Ya Oki offers universal lessons that extend beyond cultural boundaries and can be applied by individuals and organizations worldwide. The wisdom contained in this proverb spreads to all aspects of life, from personal relationships, education, career, to personal growth. The relevance of Korobi Ya Oki is becoming increasingly prominent amidst contemporary challenges. In a world full of ups and downs, this phrase captures the much-needed spirit of perseverance. It's a powerful reminder of the strength of the human spirit and the importance of persistence in overcoming challenges. These principles aren't just for Japan, you know? Look at Thomas Edison, who failed countless times before inventing the light bulb, or J.K. Rowling, who faced many rejections before succeeding with Harry Potter. They all showed this Korobi Ya Oki spirit, where persistence definitely yields results. The philosophy of Korobi Ya Oki is a profound Japanese wisdom, meaning, fall 7 times, get up 8 times. This proverb symbolically describes the unwavering spirit to not only recover from setbacks, but also to rise stronger and wiser from every failure. Its strong historical roots in the samurai ethos have shaped the core values of Japanese society, emphasizing persistence. The symbolism of the Daruma doll further reinforces this concept. The core principles of Korobi Ya Oki include accepting failure as a stepping stone for iterative learning, the importance of persistence Gambaru and hard work Doryoku wa Minori, and the idea that strength itself is gained through continuous effort Kizoku wa Chikara Nari. This philosophy also emphasizes humility as a catalyst for growth. The application of this philosophy extends to various aspects of Japanese life, from personal development to popular culture. Psychologically, this philosophy is strongly linked to mental toughness, grit, emphasizing that getting up is a choice that can be trained and strengthened. It's important to understand that Nana Korobi Ya Oki is not an invitation to passive compliance, but rather a foundation for active resistance, as shown by the Japanese internment experience during World War II. A comparison with Western concepts of resilience also highlights how underlying cultural values shape the manifestation of resilience. In today's uncertain and modern global context, Nana Korobi Ya Oki offers invaluable universal lessons. It's a powerful reminder of the indomitable human spirit and serves as an antidote to modern fragility. Ultimately, this philosophy teaches that failure isn't about falling, but about staying down. Hey everyone, ever heard of Confucius or Confucianism? We're diving into an ancient Chinese philosophy whose timeless wisdom is still super relevant for making our lives, relationships, and even society more harmonious. Confucius, around 551–479 BCE, also known as Confucius, was a top philosopher, teacher, and reformer. Confucianism, which he founded, is essentially a moral and ethical guide for proper conduct, not a religion that worships deities. It emphasizes values like benevolence, truth, propriety, and wise leadership, aiming to inspire harmony in families and society. Confucius saw himself as a transmitter and not a creator, passing on ancient traditions. This adaptable nature is why Confucianism remains a timeless ethical guide, relevant for modern challenges. Its focus is pragmatic and human-centered, aiming to create an orderly and harmonious existence in this world. If you ever read the Analects, you'll get a pretty intimate look at Confucius himself. Book X, for instance, offers personal observations of how he carried himself as a thinker, teacher, and official. It paints a picture of him being simple and unassuming at home, almost as if he didn't quite trust himself to speak. But when it came to important rituals, he was meticulous, changing his clothes and even his seating arrangements. He was particular about his food too, wanting his rice thoroughly cleaned and meat finely minced. These details give us a glimpse into his disciplined, yet humble personal conduct. Confucius's teachings center on virtue, the de, as the foundation for a meaningful life and harmonious society. He emphasized 5 cardinal virtues: wuchang, ren, humanity, benevolence, universal love and care for others; yi, righteousness, justice, acting morally, not for personal gain; propriety, etiquette, proper manners and behavior for social harmony; zhi, zhi, wisdom, discerning right from wrong and making good decisions; shin, xin, integrity, trustworthiness, being honest, and keeping promises. These virtues aren't just big, abstract ideas. They're meant to be lived out every single day. For example, being benevolent means treating people well, being serious in what you do, and staying loyal no matter where you are. It's about bringing dignity and respect into every interaction. These virtues are interconnected, forming a holistic system for moral development. Practicing them creates social harmony, as individual moral growth leads to a better society. Confucianism is all about practical application in daily life to build moral individuals and harmonious societies. For Confucius, life's core is learning to be human, self-cultivation, the fundamental starting point for justice and peace. This continuous process aims to achieve the ideal of a junzi, noble, wise person, ethically developed individual with dignity and integrity. It begins with purifying the heart, because a heart filled with anger, fear, worry, or sadness won't be able to act correctly. This purification of the heart is crucial because, for Confucius, human nature, ren, is inherently good, but it needs to be nurtured. Our existence isn't just about us as separate individuals, it's always intertwined with others. We truly become ourselves by perfecting our uniqueness through these relationships. Confucius himself was a diligent learner, believing knowledge guides behavior and that seeking truth is more valuable than wealth or status. This emphasizes that true, lasting, positive change begins with continuous personal, moral, and intellectual development. To help with this self-cultivation, Confucius believed in studying the classics and reflecting on their lessons. This process helps nourish our innate moral power. D. By studying and practicing the rules of propriety, we put ourselves on the path to moral maturity, gradually becoming fit to take our place in society. Education, in this view, is a lifelong journey of holistic character development, integrating knowledge with moral behavior and social responsibility. Confucius's teaching style was pretty unique too. He accepted students as they were, patiently guiding them through different stages to gain meaningful life experiences. He used methods like dialogue, question and answer, problem solving, and group discussions. Moral values were always woven into his lessons, combining learning, thinking, and practice. He truly believed a teacher's exemplary character, gentle yet firm, commanding but friendly, was key to successful education. Confucian ethics strongly emphasize values in all relationships. The core lies in Wu Lun, 5 relationships: ruler, minister, father, son, husband, wife, older brother, younger brother, and friends. All are guided by virtues and accountability. Let's talk about filial piety for a moment. This isn't just about respecting your parents, it's seen as the very foundation of family ethics. It means children are devoted to parents and older siblings, wives to husbands, and so on. A strong family, built on affection and loyalty, is the bedrock of a good society. This teaching has profoundly shaped China's social and political landscape for centuries. The golden rule of Confucianism is key. What you do not wish done to yourself, do not do to others. This highlights that relationships, even hierarchical ones, are about mutual moral obligation and shared responsibility, not absolute power. Beyond the golden rule, Confucius also emphasized zhong, loyalty, honesty, and shu, reciprocity, forgiveness. Everyone is expected to do their best for others and for the tasks entrusted to them. It's about being loyal and forgiving, always striving for what's best for the collective. True self-fulfillment is achieved through active, ethical participation in the community, not in isolation. Confucianism aims for individuals to serve the state and society, envisioning a humanist government Zhencheng based on morality, not just laws. Confucius believed that leading with virtue and propriety fosters a sense of shame and uprightness in people, unlike leading with policies and punishments. The concept of yi, righteousness, is super important here. It's about choosing the most appropriate attitude in tough situations, like upholding truth even if it means facing death. To practice yi, you need courage. While yi might seem to clash with ren, humanity, at first, they actually support each other. Yi demands the courage to declare right from wrong without abandoning humanity, while ren requires wisdom and tolerance in decision-making, all while staying firm on truth. The concept of zhengming, rectification of names, is crucial. Everyone must act according to their role and responsibilities. This shows the ripple effect of good governance, starting from the smallest to the largest sphere. This also ties into the idea of homo responsabilis, meaning humans are responsible beings. We're accountable for our roles and actions. Each position we hold comes with responsibilities for what we say and do, and these roles stick with us throughout life. This means moral leadership is paramount for societal prosperity. Confucianism has influenced Chinese society for over 2 millennia and continues to impact countries like Korea, Japan, and Vietnam. However, Confucianism faced significant rejection in early 20th century China after the fall of the Chinese imperial system in 1911. This rejection wasn't just about the empire falling. Society also lost trust in Confucian literature itself, seeing it as having failed both the imperial system and Chinese civilization. As a result, it was explicitly dismissed during the Chinese Republic and People's Republic eras. Despite this rejection, Confucianism endured. Its relevance shifted from a state ideology to a personal ethical framework, emphasizing self-cultivation. Many Chinese people remain Confucian, consciously or not, and its ideals still shape bureaucratic standards. Elements of Confucianism are implicitly inherited in modern Chinese nationalist and communist doctrines, such as the connection between Sun Yat-sen's 3 principles of the people and the Confucian vision of Datong Shehui, World Unity Society. Despite this official dismissal, Confucian values were so deeply ingrained in the social system that they continued to influence bureaucratic standards and left a hidden legacy within subsequent national doctrines. This deep cultural rooting allowed Confucianism to persist and eventually see a resurgence in the late 20th century, proving the resilience of profound philosophical ideas. Comparing Confucianism with other philosophies helps highlight its uniqueness. Compared to Taoism, Confucianism focuses on human morals and ethics in society, while Taoism emphasizes harmony with the universe through the concept of Tao. Compared to Buddhism, Confucianism stresses moderation, li, and filial piety, xiao, while Buddhism gained popularity after the Han Dynasty's fall, leading to a temporary decline in Confucian influence. Compared to Western philosophical ethics, Confucian ethics are categorized as virtue ethics. Unlike many Western philosophies that separate individuals from society, Confucianism sees humans as integral to community, perfecting themselves through social interaction. Confucius's teachings offer a comprehensive, timeless ethical framework centered on developing personal virtues for harmony at all levels. It emphasizes self-cultivation as key to a meaningful life and world peace. Through Wulun and the Golden Rule, it teaches reciprocal moral responsibility in relationships, challenging individualism. For society, it asserts that morality and virtuous leadership are crucial for effective governance. Despite historical challenges, Confucianism's adaptability and deep-rooted values ensure its continued relevance, offering valuable insights for modern moral and social challenges. Confucius taught Confucianism as an ethical guide for harmonious living, not a religion. Its core is daily practice of virtues day, including the 5 cardinal virtues, Ren, Yi, Li, Ji, Xin, 8 virtues, and 3 treasures of life. Key lessons include self-cultivation to become a junzi, noble person, fostering human relationships through Wulun and the Golden Rule, and building social ethics and governance on morality, with leaders as virtuous role models. Despite early 20th century rejection, Confucianism endured due to its focus on personal development and deeply rooted values, influencing modern doctrines. It contrasts with Taoism, human ethics versus nature harmony, Buddhism, moderation versus piety, and Western philosophy, virtue ethics versus individual-centric views. In essence, Confucius's teachings offer a comprehensive guide for personal betterment, harmonious relationships, and a just society grounded in morality, remaining highly relevant today. Has your spirit ever felt the pull of 2 paths? The whisper of swift, solitary action, or the deep resonance of a shared journey? An ancient African proverb illuminates this profound truth. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. This timeless wisdom speaks to the very core of our human endeavor, reminding us that while individual speed brings immediate results, true, lasting impact, a journey that truly goes far, is woven through the threads of unity and shared purpose. At its heart lies the philosophy of Ubuntu, the sacred truth that I am because we are. Our individual light shines brightest when connected to the constellation of humanity, the path of speed, going fast, alone. Sometimes, the soul calls for a solitary sprint. This is the path of radical self-discovery, where you must make swift, courageous choices that define your very essence. It's the moment of personal breakthrough, the bold step taken when no one else understands. This path demands absolute responsibility. Every decision sculpts your being and implicitly sets an example for all humanity. It can bring a profound anguish, a sacred tremor of awareness of this universal impact. Yet, this very burden propels you forward, forcing you to choose authentically to be the sole author of your unfolding story. But beware the shadow of bad faith, the self-deception of denying your inherent freedom, pretending to be bound by external roles. This path, though seemingly faster, ultimately leads to stagnation, preventing true self-creation and hindering your soul's authentic journey, the journey of distance, going far, together, for a journey that truly endures, that touches the horizon of collective destiny. The Spirit calls for unity. This is the path of shared vision, where individual lights merge into a powerful beacon, illuminating the way for all. It's the patient work of building bridges, healing old wounds, and weaving a tapestry of shared humanity. This collective journey is rooted in Ubuntu, the profound truth that I am because we are. Your individual flourishing is intertwined with the well-being of the community. It demands forgiveness, not forgetting, but releasing the chains of bitterness to build a new future. It calls for reconciliation, a sacred process of acknowledging past pains to forge a path forward together. This path requires patience, compromise, and an unwavering commitment to inclusivity. It's slower, more complex, but its impact is far-reaching, creating a legacy that transcends individual lifetimes and builds a rainbow nation of harmony and justice for all. The divine dance, when to sprint, when to journey. The wisdom of the proverb lies not in choosing one over the other, but in understanding their sacred interplay. Sometimes a fast, alone spark of individual courage is needed to ignite a far-together movement. Think of the lone voice that first dares to speak truth to power, or the single act of defiance that inspires millions. Conversely, for that initial spark to truly go the distance, it must be embraced and sustained by the collective spirit. The individual vision finds its ultimate fulfillment in the shared journey, transforming personal truth into universal reality. True progress, meaningful and enduring, requires embracing both the radical freedom of the individual spirit and the profound interconnectedness of humanity, strategically navigating the tension between going fast and going far. Conclusion: a timeless spiritual guide. This ancient African proverb is more than just words. It's a timeless spiritual guide for navigating life's grand design. It teaches us that our greatest achievements, our deepest transformation, and our most profound legacies are born from this divine dance between the individual and the collective. May your journey be filled with both courageous sprints and unifying treks. If this message resonates with your soul, and you wish to continue exploring the depths of wisdom for a life of purpose, please subscribe to my channel. Let's journey far together. Has your soul ever pondered how someone, shackled in the darkness of prison for decades, could rise and radiate the light of forgiveness to those who bound them? This is not merely a life story, but a spiritual epic of transformation and divine wisdom. This is Nelson Mandela, the great soul of the 20th century, who not only ended the cruel system of apartheid, but also unified a fractured nation. His life stands as a testament to his dedication to divine truth and the liberation of the soul, a legacy that continues to inspire millions worldwide. Mandela's extraordinary journey was marked by two pillars of divine wisdom, seemingly opposing yet intrinsically intertwined: the philosophy of unwavering struggle against systemic oppression and the philosophy of healing, forgiveness, and reconciliation. These principles evolved in response to apartheid's brutality and the challenges of building a harmonious society. Mandela's militant struggle brought political change, while forgiveness and reconciliation averted chaos and built a democratic, multiracial nation reflecting divine unity. His soul's purpose never wavered: to free every soul and build a society reflecting divine oneness. Forgiveness became the most potent sword of light for true peace and unity. Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela was born on July 18, 1918, amidst the Thembu traditions in South Africa. He was the first in his family to receive formal education. After studying law, he moved to Johannesburg in 1941, witnessing firsthand the racial segregation and injustice. He worked with Walter Sisulu, who became his spiritual mentor. Mandela joined the African National Congress, ANC, in 1943. With Oliver Tambo and Walter Sisulu, he co-founded the ANC Youth League, ANCIL, in 1944, aiming to awaken the masses against oppression. Initially opposing alliances with non-blacks and communists, he later embraced them, even joining the banned South African Communist Party, SACP. This showed his willingness to adapt for the anti-apartheid fight, recognizing a broader front was needed for a non-racial, democratic society. The 1948 National Party election formalized apartheid, severely restricting non-white rights. Ansel responded with an action program advocating strikes and boycotts. Mandela led the 1952 campaign for the defiance of unjust laws, a massive multiracial mobilization. He and Oliver Tambo established the first black law practice, fighting the system professionally. Mandela faced repeated arrests and bans, yet his spirit remained unbroken. The Sharpeville massacre on March 21, 1960, where police shot 69 unarmed souls, was a crucial turning point. The ANC was declared illegal, and Mandela concluded nonviolence was no longer effective. By June 1961, he and his comrades decided violence was inevitable. In response, Mandela and other ANC leaders went underground, forming Umkhonto we Sizwe, MK, Spear of the Nation, a separate military wing in 1961. Mandela became MK's first commander, targeting power structures and symbols of oppression through sabotage, avoiding harm to human life. Mandela stated he chose armed struggle only when all other forms of peaceful resistance were no longer open. This was a strategic decision, seen as a justified uprising against a cruel tyranny. The shift to armed struggle, specifically sabotage avoiding human casualties, revealed Mandela's nuanced approach to violence as a political tool. It occurred after Sharpeville and the ANC ban, when peaceful means failed. MK's policy of targeting power structures and apartheid symbols, not people, showed controlled, strategic force. Mandela viewed armed struggle as a last resort for political change, not an end in itself, guided by a clear moral compass and sacred intent. Mandela spent 27 years imprisoned, 1962–1990, mostly on Robben Island, under harsh conditions. Yet, he refused to abandon his soul's call for equality, enlightening fellow prisoners. He reflected, "If I had not gone to prison, I would not have been able to do that, which is the most difficult to change yourself." He famously rejected conditional release in 1985, demonstrating his unwavering principles. Upon his release on February 11, 1990, Mandela emerged not with bitterness, but with an unwavering commitment to healing, forgiveness, and reconciliation. He articulated this philosophy. "As I walked out the door toward the gate that would lead to my freedom, I knew if I didn't leave my bitterness and hatred behind, my soul would still be imprisoned within." He emphasized, "Forgiveness liberates the soul. It removes fear. That is why it is such a powerful weapon." This was a divine tool for national healing, as courageous people do not fear forgiving for the sake of peace. He exemplified this by inviting his white jailer to his inauguration. As South Africa's first black president, inaugurated May 10, 1994, Mandela proactively built a transitional justice system to prevent racial retribution and ensure peaceful transition. The Truth and Reconciliation Commission, TRC, was established in 1995, chaired by Archbishop Desmond Tutu. The TRC investigated human rights abuses, providing a sacred space for victims to share their stories. Perpetrators could seek amnesty by revealing full truth, emphasizing soul healing over retribution. Mandela stated, "Reconciliation does not mean forgetting, but working together to correct the legacy of past injustice." The TRC aimed to uncover divine truth and lay foundations for lasting reconciliation. Mandela's post-presidency leadership radiated respect, inclusion, generosity, and profound wisdom. He understood building a stable South Africa required harmony and integration of all souls, including former apartheid supporters. His vision was a rainbow nation, where all races blended into a unique civilization where every soul could walk tall in the light of truth without fear. He fought against both white and potential black domination. Mandela's philosophy of forgiveness was a highly strategic spiritual tool. The TRC's establishment aimed to prevent large-scale racial retribution and violence and reassure the white minority. This showed forgiveness was about shaping future destiny. Mandela understood retribution would destabilize the nascent democracy. His statement, "Courageous people do not fear forgiving for the sake of peace," framed forgiveness as a powerful divine weapon for peace, not weakness. It prioritized lasting stability and unity. The long struggle against apartheid, both nonviolent and armed, ultimately brought the regime to the table of destiny. Decisive mass action and international pressure made apartheid unsustainable, creating a moment of enlightenment for democracy. Yet, this struggle left deep social wounds and distrust, making reconciliation absolutely necessary for the new nation's unity. Mandela's leadership after his release radiated profound wisdom and a singular focus on collective triumph for every soul in South Africa. He understood building a stable South Africa required harmony and integration of all souls, including former apartheid supporters. He was instrumental in dismantling apartheid, leading to universal suffrage and divinely reflected democratic elections. His commitment to inclusivity was evident in forming the Government of National Unity in 1994, bridging deep distrust. This showed his refusal to seek revenge, a manifestation of divine compassion. His spiritual wisdom was encapsulated. If you want to make peace with your shadow, you have to work with it. Then it becomes part of your light. Mandela's ultimate ideal was a democratic and free society where every soul lives in divine harmony and with equal opportunity. This vision transcended racial lines, embracing equality, pluralism, and diversity of souls. He emphasized the inevitability of mutual interdependence of souls and that common ground is a greater and more enduring essence than the differences that divide. His 1994 inaugural speech articulated this vision as prophecy. The time for the healing of the wounds of the soul has come. The moment to bridge the chasms that divide us has come. The time to build is upon us. He pledged to free every soul from poverty and discrimination, aiming to build a rainbow nation at peace with its own essence and the universe. Mandela consistently championed enlightenment through education as key to soul liberation. Mandela's concept of mutual interdependence served as a spiritual bridge between his struggle and forgiveness. The struggle dismantled apartheid, but his vision transcended merely reversing power dynamics into black domination. His explicit recognition of mutual interdependence of souls and efforts to reassure the white minority showed a deep understanding that the well-being of the black majority was tied to the integration and security of the white minority. This elevated forgiveness to a divine principle for a stable, shared future, creating a truly unified society where every soul could walk tall in the light of truth. Mandela's life and leadership transformed South Africa from an ostracized land into a reflection of divine wonder. He is widely regarded as a symbol of peace, compassion, and reconciliation, inspiring millions through his unwavering commitment to unity and forgiveness. His actions restored rights and dignity to the oppressed without perpetuating hatred. His 1993 Nobel Peace Prize, shared with F.W. de Klerk, recognized his sacred efforts to abolish apartheid and lay foundations for peaceful transition. He is admired as an icon of forgiveness and cooperation. South Africa's transition, guided by Mandela's philosophies, showed the world that non-violent solutions can mediate deep-rooted racial conflicts and that peaceful spiritual transformation is possible. His leadership offers invaluable lessons in divine vision, soul perseverance, resilience, the spiritual power of forgiveness, inclusivity, and the ability to inspire diverse souls. The Truth and Reconciliation Commission, TRC, model though imperfect, became a crucial reference for other nations transitioning from conflict, offering an alternative to purely retributive justice. Mandela's emphasis on dialogue, negotiation, and justice for every soul, even after immense personal suffering, remains highly relevant for contemporary global conflicts. His belief in Enlightenment's transformative power and commitment to youth as the future's foundation underscores the long-term investment needed for sustainable social change and lasting peace. His legacy challenges societies worldwide to confront historical injustices while seeking pragmatic paths to unity and healing, advocating a future where the oppression of one by another shall never again occur. He reminds us that true peace is not merely the absence of conflict, it is the creation of an environment where every soul can flourish in divine light. Nelson Mandela's life was a powerful spiritual journey from fighting systemic injustice to becoming a symbol of forgiveness and reconciliation. Though he once turned to armed resistance when peaceful paths were blocked, his 27 years in prison only deepened his vision of a united and peaceful South Africa. His greatest legacy goes beyond politics. It's his ability to embody both the spirit of revolution and divine compassion. Mandela showed that true liberation isn't just about overcoming oppression, but also rising above hatred and building bridges of love. His philosophy stands as living proof that even in the darkest suffering, the human spirit can rise and become a light to the world. Has your soul ever whispered, "What is the meaning of this life?" In the world's clamor, we often seek answers outside ourselves. But Jean-Paul Sartre, a profound 20th century philosopher, invites us on a radical spiritual journey. Meaning isn't found, it's created. This is a soul's call to become the architect of your own destiny. Sartre emerged from the ashes of post-World War II when old beliefs crumbled and humanity felt lost. In that void, he offered a beacon. Existence precedes essence. This means you aren't born with a predetermined purpose, like a tool designed for a specific function. Instead, you first exist, and then, through every choice and action, you define who you are. Without a divine creator setting your essence, you are a blank canvas, a nothingness waiting to be filled by yourself. This is absolute freedom, yet also a curse. You are condemned to be free, always compelled to choose, even in inaction. The sacred burden of freedom and responsibility. From this radical freedom springs absolute responsibility. You are fully accountable for who you are and what you do. No external force, fate, or even God can be blamed for your choices. Every choice you make not only shapes your essence, but implicitly chooses all of humanity, creating an image of man as we think he ought to be. This is a sacred burden, as your every act becomes a moral legislator for humankind. Facing such immense freedom and responsibility, the human soul experiences three fundamental conditions. Anguish. This is the deep tremor in your soul when you realize every choice you make isn't just for yourself, but sets a value for all humanity. It's not a hindrance, but the very condition of action, a push to choose with full awareness. Abandonment. This is the realization you are alone in charting your path, with no divine guidance or pre-existing moral laws. If God does not exist, everything is permitted. Yet, in this solitude, you find the power to impose your own values, making freedom the foundation of all values. Despair. This isn't hopelessness, but the wisdom to release hope for things beyond your control. You cannot know the future or control others' actions. This despair compels you to act only on what is within your grasp, with full commitment to your present deeds. These three conditions, though weighty, are spiritual catalysts. They force you to confront your freedom, take full ownership of your life, and actively create meaning. Authenticity. Living in the soul's truth, Sartre emphasizes authenticity, living a life true to yourself, embracing your freedom and responsibility directly. This means not hiding behind social roles or false values. Conversely, bad faith, is self-deception. It's when you deny your inherent freedom, pretending you're an object determined by circumstances or roles. I'm just a waiter. I had no choice. Yet, paradoxically, even denying freedom is a choice, a manifestation of the very freedom you try to escape. Bad faith is a weakness to overcome, for it prevents you from creating genuine meaning. Shaping meaning, a call to action. Since existence precedes essence, you are a human project, constantly shaping yourself through action. Meaning isn't waiting to be discovered. It's created through your every choice and commitment. This is a call for active engagement with life, not passivity. Belief without action means nothing. Though Sartre acknowledged the world is absurd, life is painful, his philosophy is ultimately optimistic and humanistic. The absence of inherent meaning isn't a call for despair, but a foundation for active, authentic meaning creation. It empowers you to be the author of your own story, filling each day with purpose. When you choose for yourself, you also choose for all humanity, creating an image of man as we think he ought to be. This is profound human solidarity, where your individual freedom binds you to the collective project of defining what it means to be human. Conclusion: Sartre's legacy of enlightenment. Sartre's existentialism is a powerful call to human agency and ethical engagement. It liberates you from external constraints and predetermined roles, empowering you to be the architect of your own life. While this freedom comes with the burden of absolute responsibility, it is precisely this burden that unlocks your true potential for meaning-making. Sartre invites us to confront life's uncertainties directly, embrace our freedom, and actively construct our own authentic meaning. His philosophy is a potent reminder. Though life may not come with pre-assigned meaning, it is precisely this absence that grants us the profound opportunity to create it. This is an unending journey of the soul, an invitation to live fully with courage, responsibility, and love for your freedom. If this message resonates with your soul and you wish to continue exploring the depths of life's meaning, please subscribe to my channel. Let's continue to grow together on this journey of enlightenment. Has your spirit ever yearned for mastery in the grand theater of life? To navigate challenges with wisdom, to achieve your deepest aspirations, and to find victory not through brute force, but through enlightened strategy? Ancient wisdom whispers across millennia, from the revered strategist Sun Tzu, whose timeless text, The Art of War, offers profound keys to personal success. This isn't about literal combat, it's about transforming life's struggles into a sacred dance of strategic brilliance. The inner battlefield, knowing yourself and your path. At the heart of Sun Tzu's teachings lies a fundamental truth. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. In your personal journey, the enemy isn't always an external foe. It can be your own limiting beliefs, procrastination, or the chaotic currents of life. Know thyself. This is the first step to true power. Dive deep into your inner landscape. Understand your unique strengths, your hidden weaknesses, your core values, and your true aspirations. What are your inner resources? What are your vulnerabilities? This profound self-awareness is your most potent weapon. Know your terrain. Understand the ground you stand on, your environment, your relationships, your career landscape. What are the opportunities? What are the hidden obstacles? This holistic understanding allows you to position yourself for victory. The art of winning without fighting. Strategic harmony. Sun Tzu's highest wisdom is, supreme excellence consists in breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. For personal success, this means seeking harmonious solutions, avoiding unnecessary conflicts, and achieving your goals with grace and minimal friction. Choose your battles wisely. Not every challenge demands a direct confrontation. Discern what truly matters. Conserve your precious energy for the battles that align with your highest purpose. Learn to let go of what doesn't serve your soul's journey. Master timing and opportunity. Life flows in seasons. Sun Tzu teaches that opportunities multiply as they are seized. Be patient, observe the currents, and when the moment is ripe, act with swift, decisive purpose. Don't rush into action when conditions are unfavorable, but don't hesitate when the path is clear. Preparation is sacred. Victory is often determined long before the battle begins. Meticulous planning, thorough research, and anticipating potential challenges are the bedrock of enduring success. Prepare your mind, your skills, and your resources. The power of discretion guiding perceptions. All warfare is based on deception. In personal life, this isn't about dishonesty, but about strategic discretion and wise communication. It's about understanding that not every thought or plan needs to be revealed prematurely. Guard your intentions. Sometimes, keeping your plans confidential until the opportune moment can give you a strategic advantage. This allows your vision to mature without external interference. Communicate wisely. In negotiations or relationships, understanding others' perspectives and presenting information thoughtfully can guide outcomes towards mutual benefit rather than direct conflict. Adaptability and leadership. The flow of life. Life is a river of constant change. According as circumstances are favorable, one should modify one's plans. Embrace flexibility. Rigidity leads to downfall. Cultivate resilience and the ability to adapt your strategies as circumstances shift. See change not as a threat, but as an opportunity for growth and new pathways. Lead your own soul. Sun Tzu's principles extend to self-leadership. Cultivate discipline, a clear vision for your life, and the ability to inspire your inner self. Build a supportive team around you, mentors, friends, family who share your spirit and uplift your journey. The ethical compass. Integrity in strategy. While Sun Tzu's wisdom is powerful, its application to personal life demands an ethical compass. The enemy in your personal journey is not someone to be destroyed, but a challenge to be overcome, a relationship to be harmonized. True success, in a spiritual sense, is not built on manipulation or deceit, but on integrity and genuine connection. Conclusion. Your Personal Art of War, Sun Tzu's Art of War, is a profound guide for personal mastery. It teaches us that true success is not merely about achieving external goals, but about living a life of conscious strategy, deep self-awareness, and unwavering adaptability. It's about transforming challenges into opportunities, choosing harmony over conflict, and leading your own life with wisdom and purpose. Embrace these ancient strategies to sculpt your destiny, navigate life's currents, and achieve a success that resonates with your deepest self. If this message has ignited a spark within your soul, and you're ready to master your personal art of war, subscribe to my channel. Let's embark on this journey of strategic enlightenment together. Has your spirit ever felt the relentless current of life, pushing you, pulling you, sometimes against your will? What if there was an ancient wisdom that taught us not to fight the river, but to become the river itself? From the mists of ancient China, the revered sage Lao Tzu whispers a profound truth: flow like water. This isn't just a metaphor, it's a sacred path to inner peace, effortless power, and a life lived in divine harmony. Lao Tzu, the legendary founder of Taoism and author of the timeless Tao Te Ching, invites us to align with the Tao, the cosmic way, the natural order of the universe. The Tao is the unseen current that guides all existence, a boundless mystery that is both the source of everything and present within everything. At the heart of this wisdom lies Wu Wei, often misunderstood as non-action. But Wu Wei is not laziness. It is effortless action, a state of doing without forcing, acting in perfect harmony with the natural flow of events. Imagine a river carving through mountains. It doesn't push or strive, yet it achieves the impossible. This is the power of Wu Wei. The sacred qualities of water is Lao Tzu's ultimate teacher, embodying the very essence of the Tao. Ponder its divine characteristics: softness and flexibility. Water is yielding, fluid, and gentle. Yet, paradoxically, what is soft is strong. It can wear away the hardest rock, not through brute force, but through persistent, gentle flow. This teaches us that true strength lies not in rigidity, but in adaptability and grace. Adaptability and resilience. Water takes the shape of any container, filling every crevice. It changes form: liquid, vapor, ice, yet remains water. This is a profound lesson in resilience. To adapt to life's ever-changing circumstances, flowing around obstacles rather than crashing into them, and finding alternative paths with minimal effort. Humility. Water naturally seeks the lowest places, nourishing all things without seeking recognition or competing. This teaches us the power of humility, of leading with quiet influence and trusting the collective wisdom of those around us. Living the watercourse way. A spiritual practice. How can we embody the wisdom of water in our daily lives? Embrace change. Life is impermanence. Instead of resisting change, learn to flow with it. This active adaptability transforms challenges into opportunities, fostering deep inner peace and resilience. Lead with influence, not force. In your relationships and leadership, inspire rather than command. Trust others, empower your team, and create an environment where creativity flourishes. The best leader is one whose presence is barely felt, yet whose work is done, and the team says, "We did it ourselves." Resolve conflict with grace. Like water, remain calm and reflective in disagreement. Seek solutions and common ground rather than rigid opposition. Yielding is not weakness. It's a strategic path to harmony and stronger connections. Cultivate self-mastery. Let go of the need for absolute control and rigid expectations. Trust the natural unfolding of your journey. Embrace stillness, solitude, and the wisdom of nature to connect with your true self. This mindful non-doing reduces stress and anxiety, allowing your soul to catch up with your life. Conclusion. Your flowing legacy. Lao Tzu's philosophy of flow like water is a timeless spiritual guide for our modern world. It offers a powerful alternative to constant striving, inviting us to find effectiveness and harmony not through force, but through alignment with the universe's natural rhythm. It teaches us that true strength lies in flexibility, true wisdom in humility, and true success in effortless action. By internalizing these principles, you can cultivate inner peace, navigate challenges with grace, and contribute to a more balanced and interconnected world. This is your invitation to live a life of profound meaning, flowing with purpose and serenity. The journey of the soul is not about conquering, but about harmonizing, not about controlling, but about trusting the divine flow. Embrace the wisdom of water and watch as your life transforms into a masterpiece of effortless being. If this message has resonated with your soul, and you wish to continue exploring the depths of ancient wisdom for a life of purpose, please subscribe to my channel. Let's learn to flow together. Has your soul ever yearned for a deeper truth, a clearer understanding of who you truly are? In a world filled with noise and fleeting answers, how do we find the wisdom to live a truly good life? From ancient Athens, the revered sage Socrates offers us a timeless compass, the sacred art of questioning. He famously declared, "The unexamined life is not worth living." This isn't just philosophy, it's a profound spiritual imperative for self-enlightenment, a journey into the very core of your being. Socrates, 469–399 BCE, a humble man who sought no fame or power, revolutionized Western thought by focusing intensely on the ethical question of how one should live a good life. He chose a simple, unconventional lifestyle, often appearing unkempt in a society that valued outward appearances. His method was revolutionary: public conversations and deep probing questions, rather than didactic teaching. His willingness to face death rather than abandon his principles, declaring the unexamined life unworthy, underscores the profound courage required for true self-reflection. This isn't a comfortable, passive exercise. It's a challenging, even disruptive, path demanding deep honesty and a willingness to confront internal and external illusions. The Socratic method, a divine dialogue within. At the heart of Socratic teaching lies a profound belief that truth objectively exists, is knowable by human reason, can be discovered through diligent inquiry, and is ultimately interconnected in a harmonious whole. This stands in stark contrast to the sophists of his time, who argued that truth was subjective or unknowable. For Socrates, understanding this objective truth was the ultimate goal of philosophical inquiry, and his dialectical method was the primary means to achieve it. The Socratic method is fundamentally a form of argumentative dialogue, a shared conversation between individuals based on asking and answering questions. It's not about memorization or simply acquiring facts, but about actively encouraging critical thinking by revealing complexity and uncertainty. The questions are open-ended, focusing on the underlying value systems that shape beliefs, actions, and decisions. This powerful journey of self-discovery unfolds in two sacred stages. One, the ironic stage, elenkos, unveiling the veil of ignorance. In this initial phase, Socrates would gently probe, asking deep questions designed to help his interlocutor recognize the inherent contradictions and inconsistencies within their own beliefs and assumptions. The ultimate goal of this stage is to lead the student to a profound realization of their own ignorance, culminating in the liberating admission, "I don't know." This moment of metanoia, or change of mind, is considered by Socrates to be the essential prerequisite for truly being ready to grasp and pursue truth. It's about deconstructing flawed or unexamined beliefs, creating a productive discomfort that challenges deeply held assumptions. This intellectual humility, born from confronting internal contradictions, opens the soul to genuine knowledge and deeper understanding. 2. The maieutic stage, midwifery, birthing new truths. Once ignorance is acknowledged and embraced, Socrates transitions to the second stage. Here, like a philosophical midwife, he helps the student refine their understanding. Through careful analogies and examples, he guides the student to give birth to new ideas and insights for themselves. The aim is to restore intellectual harmony within the student's thought, building upon a more solid and consistent foundation. This process is likened to philosophical midwifery, where new ideas are delivered and then rigorously examined to determine their life and truth. This stage is about constructing better knowledge and achieving intellectual coherence. Socrates deeply believed in the inseparability of knowledge and virtue, asserting that knowledge and understanding are essential for living a virtuous life, and that no one intentionally does wrong. He argued that if someone acts wrongly, it is due to a lack of knowledge or understanding of what is right. His questioning aimed not only to expose ignorance, but also to reveal a deeper understanding of moral concepts like justice, courage, and piety. He emphasized the care of the soul, the cultivation of virtues, the most important human obligation, a pursuit he remained faithful to even in the face of death. The Socratic method, therefore, is foundational for human moral development, actively encouraging individuals to examine their values and promoting ethical growth. The fruits of Socratic inquiry, a transformed life. This relentless self-examination yields profound spiritual fruits, transforming your inner landscape and guiding your actions. Sharpened critical thinking. By constantly questioning assumptions and identifying logical flaws, you develop a powerful inner discernment. You learn to see through illusions, both external and internal, and to think for yourself rather than passively accepting what is presented. This equips you to navigate the complexities of the modern world, discerning truth from falsehood and resisting manipulation. Profound self-awareness and humility. Socrates taught that true wisdom begins with knowing the limits of your own knowledge. This intellectual humility, born from honest self-interrogation, deepens your understanding of who you are, your biases, and your true motivations. It's a continuous cycle of questioning your understanding, acknowledging limitations, and rebuilding knowledge on a firmer foundation. moral clarity, and ethical growth. For Socrates, knowledge and virtue are inseparable. By systematically examining your values and actions, you clarify your moral compass, aligning your life with what is truly good and just. This isn't about following external rules, but about cultivating an internalized, deeply reasoned ethical framework that guides your every step. It's a lifelong commitment to aligning your actions with your most deeply examined and rationally coherent values. Practical application in life's challenges. The principles of Socratic inquiry can be applied directly to every aspect of your daily life, from personal relationships and career, decisions to complex ethical dilemmas. It encourages you to challenge your fundamental assumptions, why do I believe this, and to engage in dialogue to explore diverse perspectives. In problem solving, it helps identify weaknesses in arguments, refine logical reasoning, and build stronger, more defensible positions, fostering mindfulness and responsibility in decision-making. This makes you an agile thinker and a resilient actor, capable of navigating life's unpredictable challenges with clarity and effectiveness. Conclusion: your personal path to enlightenment Socrates' legacy is a powerful invitation to embark on your own journey of self-enlightenment. It's a continuous process of questioning, adapting, and growing. It demands intellectual rigor, personal courage, and a deep commitment to living a life of truth and virtue. His philosophy provides a timeless framework for understanding ourselves, our choices, and our place in the world. Embrace the discomfort of not knowing, for it is there that true wisdom begins. Dare to question everything, especially your own deepest beliefs. For in this sacred art of asking, you will not only discover who you are, but you will actively sculpt the enlightened being you are meant to become. This is an unending journey of the soul, an invitation to live fully, with courage, responsibility, and an unwavering love for truth. If this message has resonated with your soul, and you wish to continue exploring the depths of wisdom for a life of purpose, please subscribe to my channel. Let's embark on this journey of self-enlightenment together.